Have you ever been inside a dream and realized something was wrong, yet you could not wake up? You knew you were dreaming, but the dream refused to release you. Your body felt distant. Your voice would not respond. The world around you obeyed unfamiliar rules, and the harder you tried to escape, the deeper you sank. The unsettling question is not why this happens, but what it reveals. What if being stuck in a dream is not a glitch, but a message? When we dream, consciousness shifts inward. The external world fades, and the mind constructs a reality from memory, emotion, and imagination. Normally, this inner world dissolves the moment we wake. But sometimes awareness awakens before the dream ends. You become conscious inside a system that was never designed for control. This is when the feeling of being trapped emerges. Not because you are in danger, but because the mind has not yet reconnected with the body. Sleep paralysis, lucid dreams, and false awakenings all exist in this strange borderland between sleeping and waking. The brain is active, awareness is present, but the body remains offline. Evolution built this paralysis as protection, preventing us from acting out dreams. Yet when awareness slips into this state, it feels like imprisonment. The panic is real, the fear is real, the experience is vivid, and the memory often lingers long after waking. But beyond neuroscience, there is a symbolic layer worth examining. Dreams often reflect psychological states we avoid during waking life. Being stuck in a dream mirrors being stuck within oneself. Patterns repeat. Choices feel limited. Logic fails. Effort does not produce escape. This is not random. The mind uses dreams to communicate what words cannot. To be trapped in a dream is often to be confronted with something unresolved. Notice how escape rarely comes through force. Struggling makes the dream denser. Panic strengthens its grip. But when calm awareness emerges, when observation replaces resistance, the dream often shifts or dissolves. This mirrors life more than we realize. Many people feel trapped not by circumstances, but by reactions. The harder they fight reality, the more confined they feel. False awakenings deepen the mystery. You wake up inside the dream, convinced it is real, only to realize later that it was another layer. This repetition can feel infinite. It raises an unsettling question. How certain are you that you are awake right now? Consciousness does not announce transitions clearly. It fades between states. Dreams remind us that certainty is fragile. Some philosophies suggest dreams are not separate worlds, but variations of awareness. In this view, waking life is simply a more stable dream, governed by consistent rules. When you feel stuck in a dream, you are experiencing awareness without control, a state where identity loosens, and the observer realizes how little authority it truly has. This realization can be terrifying, but it can also be revealing. Fear arises because the ego depends on control. Dreams strip that control away. They expose the illusion of mastery. When trapped in a dream, you face the raw truth that consciousness exists independently of your will. Thoughts arise on their own. Images appear uninvited. Time bends, logic collapses, and yet awareness remains, watching it all unfold. Many report that after such experiences, their perception of reality subtly changes. They question assumptions. They become more aware of thought patterns. They notice how often waking life runs on autopilot. The dream becomes a mirror. A reminder that awareness can exist without agency, and that identity may be less solid than we believe. So, are you ever truly stuck in a dream? Physically, no. Neurologically, the state resolves. But psychologically, the message can persist. Dreams ask questions, not answers. They point toward inner conflicts, unresolved emotions, and the fragile boundary between control and surrender. To be trapped is not punishment. It is invitation. The deeper question is not how to escape dreams, but how awake you are when you are not dreaming. How many routines repeat without awareness? How many fears govern choices silently? How often do you feel trapped by roles, expectations, or identities that were never consciously chosen? In this sense, many people are more trapped while awake than they ever are in dreams. Perhaps the most unsettling realization is this: dreams end when awareness integrates, when mind and body reunite, when observation replaces panic, when resistance dissolves. If that is true, then the same principle applies to life. Freedom does not come from force. It comes from awareness. So the next time you wake from a dream where escape felt impossible, ask yourself a quieter question. What part of me is asking to be noticed? What pattern is repeating? What illusion of control am I clinging to? Because sometimes the dream does not trap you. It reveals where you already are.